I mean, you were here on the stream, so
yeah.
and wait.
I guess people know me already, but
yeah, because so many people are watching this stream that you're famous.
Yeah.
Okay, but we are live.
But
Want to bring the chat? Okay, we are here.
The 3 people that have watched the speedrun parties.
Yeah, exactly. That you know. But for those of you who don't know you can introduce yourself, and also you can explain to audience, including myself, how you actually got into chess and why I didn't have anything to do with it.
Of course, the most important part. Yeah, so I
wanted to explain that it wasn't me who forced you into doing this.
Yeah. Big important detail.
Revelation, yeah.
But basically, I'm Veka's brother. I'm Stefan, but call me Steph. And basically, when like friends just started like playing chess in class, really, and they were like, "Come on, like make a lichess account," and I was like, "Fine." And then my life started going down.
Too loud music, okay. Better now? Do you hear him at all?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
I guess it's good now.
Yeah, now it's good. Yeah, I just...
And,
yeah, because the mic catches it's not only... When we have external audio, then the mic also catches it.
Yeah.
That's what I forgot, actually. Then I can actually switch them. Okay, I can switch this, so... I guess they will still hear the music. That's what I got. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay,
anyway. Yeah, so basically, your colleague...
So, he had really nothing to do with it, but once he found out, I knew it was over. I had to like learn chess for real now. Yeah, because you are... Okay, just for the reference. This is his account. So, 18 rapid games yesterday, 11 rapid games today, the day before. You had a test this day in school, right? It's the end of the school year. Come on, man.
This is my team colleague. He says that Long Village needs, my club needs the 6th player. So you better step up the game. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, this will also go in YouTube. So we are now in YouTube mode. But I probably need to. Okay, then let's do it without music because I don't think YouTube allows music.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, we will be. What we wanted to do for this kind of first lesson was simply to go over your games, and then that's what I wanted.
So essentially, some games I lost, some games I won, and.
Oh wait, yeah, that's something I forgot. I forgot to actually mention that he's not a complete beginner, even though I literally only today found out what he's doing. Or what's his level, and it transpired that because of the Hanging Pawns YouTube channel, he already has what 14,000. Yeah, Bishop E4. There. Yeah. So yeah. So basically. Yeah, he's 1450 rapid lichess, and before the lesson I was like, yeah, we're going to show you some basic checkmates, and then it transpired that his level of play is already at some decent level, or let's say it's not at complete beginner level, which kind of made it more challenging and less challenging at the same time. So I thought, okay, he can understand already something that we are discussing if we go over the games, so that was kind of the change of the plan today.
Yeah.
So we will try to do it and hopefully learn something in the process. So are you ready to go over your games now?
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
Right, sure. So okay, so first of all, like, how do you? Okay, you can tell us a bit about your playing habits. Obviously, you're playing a lot. So how did that start? And
I mean, I'm an E4 guy. Yeah.
No, but when do you play? How do you play? Whatever.
Oh well.
You play. I see that you
whenever play. I usually play like on the phone, but when I'm home and have time, I go on the computer. And
but what do you play in school?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, but. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, well, if you haven't advertised it among your classmates, then it's okay.
Yeah. And well, basically, like during pauses in school, that's when most of these games come. With friends and
Or do you together play?
In class, it's a like school break, 5 minute
How-
break, and we'll like let's have a chess game, and that's
And how one? So you together?
And-
This is not only your games you sent me.
no, this is only my games with like random.
Yeah, I
lichess people.
thought most of you gathers that you gather and then no.
What?
That many of you gather and then play together. Like everybody gives suggestions for moves or something.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
It's just like me and this friend who's also into chess, like not into chess but like plays chess during breaks and at home only chess. That's basically what they do.
Okay. All right. So let's dive into the games because we have a lot of them and not that much time. We have 5. Okay. So first of all, I noticed. Okay, we only opened with e4.
Yeah, I mean, I tried d4, but God forbid I played the London opening, so I simply stopped.
no, I think it's a good thing because I saw that you play some Evans Gambit, you play some weird, some attacking Gambit lines, and I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like fun chess. I don't usually want to go in some like complicated close positions where you need to maneuver.
Yeah, that's why one of the things that I wanted to reflect with this game because I've seen that you. I mean, okay, first of all, like if you want to take it from the purely instructional / educational level, playing such tactical chess early so that you remember that. Oh, stop getting in chat. So the chat is saying that you should play the Scandinavian, which is also fine, I guess. It can lead to tactics, but the bottom line is from the educational viewpoint, it is always recommended that you start with open and tactical games because that's like kind of the fundamental skill in chess that you need to expose yourself ideally as early as possible. And if it also leads to the extra benefit of playing positions that you enjoy, then it's all the better. Like at the later stage, then you can switch and tailor and master other. I think it's more easy to go from being full-fledged tactical beast to mastering positional aspects than the other way around.
Yeah, sure, I understand that.
Yeah, but with that being said, your choice of opening in this game is a bit surprising.
I exactly know what you were talking about, but I mean, close Sicilian. The thing is, I don't think I'm not sure how ready people are for the close Sicilians at this level.
Oh, but they are not ready at anything. Like if you think that your opponents will be ready for the Smith Mora, for example, if you want to play the Gambits, or if they will be ready for the open Sicilian with some crazy lines, I mean, I would recommend it because this is like there are two things apart from because we have just discussed. How you said you don't want to leave protracted positional games, and second of all, mastering Sicilian structures is one of the basically fundamental. Like if you really want to go deep into it, mastering Sicilian pawn structure is one of the fundamental skills of a chess player, and it's a structure that appears often. So if and plus it leads to more fun game than close Sicilian. So that's why the choice of the close Sicilian is a bit weird to me. And because especially, you said people are ready, and I'm even at higher level, at my level, I'm very annoyed with the close Sicilian. But objectively, it is not the most dangerous. And the second thing, I think you are too young or too early to be start concerning with psychological effect of your opening.
Okay, I'm. It's not that I'm concerned with it. Just I don't know. I like trying out different stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. I'm just saying that this is like because this is an easy and lazy thing to do. It's like I'm gonna play an opening that has a scheme that has I know what that's kind of almost as bad as London system because you are not exposing yourself to different options. Like for example, if you play knight f3, then there are a6, d6, e6, g6, knight f6, so there are 10 different moves, and you're exposing yourself to millions of different positions. If you play knight c3, then almost irrespective of what does, you will do this, and the battlefield is much more narrow. Okay, black has some scope for action as well, but you challenge him to a lichess game. That can come after the lesson with live commentary. But first we are going over the games. Hey, Jeroen. So basically Jeroen is my co-worker, and we call him Old Man Chess. So he is the type of person who would play the close Sicilian. I don't think you want to become that at your beginning of chess journey.
Too soon.
Yeah, we're going to play later. So Okay, so
Okay, sure.
but okay, let's take a look at the game. Now this is, I mean, okay, I'm obviously going to ignore what black does. They can do million of stuff, and going into the theory of the closest series is beyond the scope here.
Sure.
I don't think b6. I mean, it is a logical move, but the problem of this move in the opening is that it doesn't fight for the center. So a move like e6 or preparing d5. So basically, I mean, it is always, you know these opening principles that say, okay, fight for the center, develop your pieces. But that's a simplified concept, because here you have a choice between moves that develops and fights for the center, and you have a move that develops but doesn't fight for the center. And then when you have kinda the choice between the two, it's always better to aim for the one that fulfills more functions, or that doesn't disregard fight for the center in this particular case. Although once again, with the given scheme of opening, neither is white, so you can make it's a playable move, but I think that there's a reason that most often black players go for something in the center.
Something more active, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And here is like the first thing that was a bit surprising to me, placing the knight here on f3. Like, can you tell me? I mean, okay, I see that you play it at tempo, so I guess you didn't even think. But why here?
That's something I can't explain really. That's just like a positional mistake from my part, and I can see what you're saying with like the close stuff where you need to learn these maneuvers, and not to learn, but you need to be more aware of the like the intricacies of like
the subsequent plan is what's important, because here you are just like once again, I mean, that's maybe slightly. I mean, maybe it's too early, but like if you are playing something like close Sicilian, then you get the basic idea of this is to go for some sort of pawn push here on the king side. That's kind of plan of action after you finish the development, like longer in the future. And the problem with this move, I mean, it's not a terrible move, but the problem with this move is simple. You are blocking your f pawn. And then kinda the question arises, okay, I'm not fighting for the center, and I have blocked my play on the king side, so what am I doing? I mean, it's not like, it's a kinda advanced thing, but if you are already studying some sort of systems and openings, and if you choose to play something like this, then, knowing approximately what you should be doing is, very beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, it's a move I make, and I say, like, why they do that. Like, it's partly because I'm, like, playing kind of automatically, like
I know, but that's my point. You are playing here a game that had 10 plus 5 minutes, so you have a lot of time, and here you have still 10 minutes and 4 seconds to make a move. Like I don't say that you go full Grishchuk, chess aficionados in the like that's a player who is known for his time travel. I think as we speak today, he makes unjustifiable long things, but just from the very beginning, taking it a bit more slowly is already beneficial. And then because most of the people at your level and above, higher level, they play chess automatically without actually going deeper. And if you are already playing a longer time control, which is I think something that is good thing, like if you want to learn chess,
of course,
then you can also just play as if it's a long time control. And I'll refer to that point later during.
I mean, but it's the kind of thing like I look at this and I basically say to myself, I'm never going to make this mistake again.
Okay. That's a good thing if you understand it, but that's one thing. But if you spend games and if you actually extract those values, if you understand it, sometimes it's not so easy. Okay. I mean, it's not like it may be harsh to call this a mistake, especially at this level. But in general, like the higher you get, the earlier, let's say, inaccuracies you commit will be visible.
Of course. Okay,
so bishop b7, e3, and now here he plays knight d4. So I'm going to ask you here, why is that a mistake, and what would you do instead as black?
Well, let's first go over why it's a mistake.
So I'm switching to black perspective. So.
I mean, I guess it's hard to say why it's a mistake, really. For me, I mean, I can like maybe see why it's not a good move, but I can't really explain why. Well, maybe.
Okay, well, wait, let's put it.
I could just say like maybe you ruin your structure, or the knight's a target there, or
okay, let's sure. Yeah, this is actually not so obvious, but what I was aiming to get you is what opening principle does this move violate?
Well, he just moved his knight 2 times in the opening.
Exactly that.
But
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And you can make like there is some inherent logic to this because ideally like because this in these types of positions, white sometimes wants to play d4, and then with the knight jump you are preventing it. However, because of the way it was developed and it was going, yes, you are. There is some possibilities which you didn't play. To take, and then to play this knight b5 move, and then to attack it. And here you can see, here you can see, for example, one of the drawbacks of playing moved like on a sideboard like b6, and that's how they often have long-term consequences. Because now, imagine if this pawn wasn't there, then queen e5 would come and your knight would be.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a check and he picks up the knight.
Yeah, and now he has to play something like e5 to defend the pawn because this guy is hanging. And then there is some crazy variation with this. Okay, your knight is trapped, but you get. Long story short, like you gain a positional advantage.
Yeah. I understand.
But it's
it's not that.
Yeah, my point is here is like underlying problem the reason this opportunity for white even arises is because black violated several opening principles in a row that may not be as obvious mistakes early, but eventually in some variation somewhere you will see that it has some repercussions on the position which you can then exploit as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes in a tactical manner, sometimes not. But it is like that, yeah. But okay, I mean, this is a bit of a more difficult thing to see. Like it's not a super obvious move.
I think I even remember like thinking about like taking, but I thought to myself, okay, my knight is attacked. I have to move my knight, and it's not like I can take back because of the bishop, and it just didn't seem right to me in the moment.
No, it's okay. Like, as I said, it's a perfect reasonable that you consider and then to go 2 moves deeper. I don't expect to see stuff like this. It's not like a super obvious thing to see even for more advanced. I'm just saying, kind of trying to withdraw. Draw the emphasis on the fact how even at the higher level or more advanced situations, basic opening principles still apply.
Of course, okay.
Because it's not even clear if for example, if you play something like.
But okay, can you try to find the best move for black or one of the best moves?
Well, I think developing with knight f6, and then it's very unclear whether this is actually a threat or not. Because if something like this happens, like I mean, okay. You have a normal position. You are fully developed. Okay, maybe you should prevent this move. Maybe something like d6 or whatever. But it's a normal position. Okay, this is maybe running in some issues like this. I'm blundering stuff away, but you need to be a bit careful maybe. But I think you can just castle actually here, and I don't think you need to be concerned with something like this. I'm going very far because this is hanging among other things. So yeah, this normal developing move, or the very least maybe playing something like e6 or something, trying to get the knight here.
Yeah, okay.
But okay, knight d4, queen d2, and here okay f5, and now this is typical level of play. At your level, he's doing some random path move, but it's just a weakening because it's maybe hard to understand at first why this is a weakening, but
I mean he's pushing pawns in front of his
exactly, and pawns will never move backward. This one, in long term, this will be some sort of weakness, whatever. However, it worked but this is surprising because first thing I looked when you made this move, I looked at the time because I thought, okay, this is a move usually automatically make him blunder a knight, but I saw that you thought. So can you tell me a bit about your thought process here and how you approach thinking about this position?
Well, I when my pawns attack, I usually just look what happens if I take it and what happens when I push it. And I don't know, with the bishop on g7, I thought my pawn might, I don't know, be overextended.
Or if you push it
I was a bit scared of the next thing that I could do, like with the pawns, like pushing the g pawn and stuff. I honestly, I'm not completely sure what I should have done in this position.
Well,
I guess pushed, but I don't see how that clearly benefits me, because it also opens up his bishop. I don't know.
Well, to be honest, there are first things. Like, first of all, pushing doesn't make a difference in the term of underlying problem that your knight is still hanging.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That's the problem. So okay, you said okay when somebody attacks you, you are considering taking or pushing, but there is a third option.
Yeah, you don't have the knight.
You don't have to react. You have to ask yourself, okay, but is that actually a threat? So does that attack my pawn? Okay.
Yeah.
So here, normal move is castling either side, and probably short castling, but whatever. I think because first of all, g5, like black can't just push his pawns without developing anything. If he takes, you take, and then it's okay. If they attack your pawn, you can somehow defend it at the very least. Because if they do this, you can also take here. So it's not suddenly, if you don't react, suddenly it's a question. Okay, but how does black develop? Because like maybe they need to take here and then play knight f6 and then play this position. But it's also there are some ideas with e5 and tactics arise because black has been making pawn moves and knight jumps instead of developing his pieces.
Okay, maybe not e5, but because the bishop's hanging.
No, it's not because you. It's not defended. Okay, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, okay, my bad. Damn, this is embarrassing. But okay.
Well.
Shut up. I mean, okay, we can maybe start with I mean, they need to take here. I mean, but even here, this is a vastly superior position. You probably should you have open d file.
Yeah.
You are ahead of the development. You can go back, and then if they castle it, you have this threat. So
yeah, of course.
There are options. Yeah, that's basically but okay, it takes e5, and now something very interesting happened, which is very typical for this level. I guess I don't know if you thought about, did you see that your knight is hanging, or did you not consider it at all?
No, I did not see my knight.
So this, I thought.
But when I thought that taking the knight with the bishop here after he took my knight was the better move than just taking back and losing a piece.
Losing a queen is in this case. This is
a queen.
Yes, even better. I mean that's definitely I mean objective you should be losing, but this was kinda best practical decision which kinda went your way, because when he took on d4, in the game he took on g2 and you managed to win. But my question here is how should black react here? Let's say and try not to look at the side. I'll hide the solution.
Okay. Well, I'm first looking at taking the bishop on d4. So
with what? There are two options. There are bishop takes and pawn takes.
Oh yeah, so with the pawn, because it attack his knight.
Yeah, exactly.
So if he takes my bishop, it takes his knight and then up a piece.
Exactly, and because this is the situation where both pieces are hanging and you can't save both of them. Yeah. And that would be basically winning. So your opponent missed that opportunity, which is honestly not that surprising on your level, but still
it happens.
It happens. This is once again I don't see their time, but he played also somewhat fast, and somehow suddenly here it was all. I mean, this is a good decision in my opinion.
To take a knight.
Yeah, just simplify the position. When you are up at the material and
just trade pieces.
Trade pieces and try to simplify as much as possible. I will get back to this concept in a later game.
Okay.
But this is this is also okay. Okay, this move it's a logical move, but it's not maybe the best. But I'll try to explain it like this. There's a saying in chess that Passer sees a check, Passer gives a check.
Yeah.
So I see a check and now give a check without even asking myself, oh wait, what does that? Yeah. So in this case, the thing is, this king its ideal square is here, defending these two pawns or whatever. So by playing queen e3, you're basically chasing the king where it wants to go, and then you are in a situation where your queen is here, and it's debatable what exactly is she doing on e3. I mean, to be honest, this is a minor detail, just this is but castling first, and then when they move the bishop, then going here would be more active, because then you are presenting them with big problem on with these pawns, right? That's would be the most accurate way of playing this position. This is a bit lazy way, but okay.
But it's not a mistake. Yeah, per se.
I mean, it's not. You can. I mean, it is a mistake, but it's not. It's still winning, but the other move is much more winning. And sometimes it sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes you don't need to go about the most precise way of winning the game, because it doesn't matter. Like in this case, but sometimes series of this not ideal winning moves can lead to not winning the game if you are not careful. So here, yeah, castles, and okay, you were lucky here that they blundered the piece. But you know, if he retreated this, he forgot the
yeah, he forgot.
Yeah, but here is actually one interesting moment in that regard. Okay, you play knight b5, which is actually the best move or one of the best moves in the position, but I actually don't like it because when you're in a position like this, all you want is safety. So you have one knight and one pawn extra.
Yeah.
All you want to do is exchange some stuff, win as safely as possible, because in this sort of position your opponent will be full desperate mode. They will be like, I just want to create something, attack something, whatever. And here you have, you know, one unprotected piece, and now you are doing one unprotected piece. But it's not, it's correct, but from the practical viewpoint, you know, I would be looking, okay, let me just do this. Sorry. Let me just put the rook on an open file.
Yeah, but I actually looked at it, I remember, and I just saw like, why lose the pawn when I can make...
Yeah, but then you lose a pawn, but you still have one extra knight extra, and you have exchanged some of the pieces, and when you go, what then? Like, I mean, if you are not dumb, you will not lose another pawn. That's my point.
Okay, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I saw an attack. I thought like, oh, he has to react to that, and
yeah. Well, actually, like bishop, king. My problem here is, okay, I played queen d1. I would have still went for rook e1, but okay. Here queen d1, and now okay, he blundered. But the problem here is, for example, if they play something like rook e6, how would you continue?
Well, I think now we try to exchange the rooks.
Yeah, but then you still get the same, no? I mean, what have you exactly? How is that difference?
Well,
okay,
you see, in the game he blundered. I gave him a chance to blunder, and he did. And I mean, are we talking about practical or what?
Yeah, I mean, he blundered the piece. But no, my point here is that you can't. When you are playing moves in hope that your opponent will blunder, you are playing what's called hope chess.
Yeah, I understand.
So, but okay, this is. I mean, yeah, this was in the end. You know, in the end, we are quite nitpicking here, but and in this particular game, it wasn't relevant. I'm talking about the broader scale, like broader pattern, because you will see later. These
things become important, but
yeah, the game you lost today in Karo Khan, where you went exchange up, kind of suffer from these problems. So
okay.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, it was not like overall a bad game from the conversion phase. I mean, but it was marred with one big blunder, which kind of
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but you know, especially when an opponent does this weird looking move, you always ask yourself, okay, wait. What do they exactly want?
Yeah. Okay.
It's a difficult. It's not such obvious concept, but then again, you know, try to look at the piece that is least protected in your camp, which always somehow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep in mind. Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we are playing at this guy again. I don't know if that was the. So yeah, the same.
Yeah,
You played a series of games. So yeah, this was kind of similar.
When I showed this game, I think like it was like I just rematched him instantly.
Yeah, so this was like, okay, this is more like natural. You know, you either want to have this pawn on f4 in front of the knight.
I think I actually even looked at like the game and it's like saw what stupid thing I did with the knight last game, so I tried to learn from it at least.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. And now here we have once again, okay, this is a concept that's not too easy, not too difficult, but he played like e5, which is, you know, the problem is that now he's suddenly fighting for a center, but leaving some holes behind. His queen is exposed to attacks, and also the holes, you know, if you don't fight for the center from the beginning of the game, then if you start fighting at it at a random point and opening it, then it may be beneficial for your opponent. And here there are some tactics involved with this. Getting, I will not go too deep into them. I have left them as a comment because, I'm not taking here and then playing knight b5 gives a huge initiative. Because you get all your pieces with very tempo, and you quickly develop, and he's stuck because of the positions of his pieces, etc., etc.
Yeah,
that's. But like once again, kind of, you know, disregarding the center, then suddenly opening to the center when you are worse developed or when your pieces are not optimally placed is a mistake.
So perhaps he should have like prepared us with f6 or something.
I think he should have went for the other break or played the e6, d5 or prepared to develop somehow. Like once again, when you make 6 moves on the side of the board,
yeah,
then it's
you're playing on that side of the board.
Yeah, then it's kind of suddenly difficult to play. Like that's not healthy chess. You need to fight a center from move 1. Because otherwise it might happen that when you start playing at a later point and your opponent is better prepared, then you start
losing.
Like then you are. It turns out that you are not. It's too late.
Yeah,
Quote unquote. But okay. So, I mean, bishop e3, nothing wrong with that. Knight f6. Okay, now here he obviously he kind of wants to push d5.
Okay.
And there are some options you can try to prevent it. And probably the easiest one is to move this knight so that you have more control over this knight. So you don't want to, I mean, you maybe won't allow him, it's not the end of the road, but if you can prevent it, then maybe better you can prevent it.
Okay.
There are some other solutions, but...
Okay. Yeah, I must admit I did not ever think about like that him trying, the idea of his position of being to push d5.
Yeah, I know, that's difficult. Not an easy move, but... sometimes like it's always worth asking yourself question at all levels, and it's something that most people forget what does my opponent want.
Yeah.
Like there is a very if you but once again the reason that this shouldn't work is because of the way it developed. So for example, if you play here something like queen to b5, knight to b5,
yeah,
to kick this queen from there, and then to play knight g5, then you are attacking this point.
Yeah.
And then it's huge advantage for white because, by the way, if you do it immediately, then d6 or d5, and then the queen protects.
Yeah.
And that's a bit more, but this is not like very difficult to see, like not that you're well, but I'm showing these variations to emphasize how violation of principles and this weird play can inevitably be punished.
Like, take advantage of.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like okay, but it's still like you're developing normally. That's already okay. You are still like okay. He played the push d5. You took. It's pretty reasonable. Here is maybe the first move I don't like. Like that can objectively be criticized. You took knight to e5. So can you take me through the process and say why did you play this? What was the idea of this move?
Well, I did not. Yeah, I'm kind of cringing at like looking at these games right now. I think that at this moment I kind of saw bishop attacks. Rook.
I thought that I'm going to discover and I'm going to attack his rook, and then he took and you realized oops. And then he realized, oh wait, but I don't have time to.
Yeah. That's the thing, but
wait, doesn't.
What?
You lost your knight. Yeah, so you don't have time. Wait, don't you have time? And I know the problem is that your rook as well is hanging.
Yeah, I simply miscalculated that what he can do, and I am aware that that's what kind of often happens. Like
okay, but it's not so easy because this is like. A 3-move line, right? So
yeah.
So you don't have time to take one. So that's 1, 2, and then you have to see it. I mean, it's okay. It's not the most obvious move to see, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I usually try to like make attacks, and I can understand why that's an unsound like.
Yeah. Okay. This is still kind of okay. Like it's not the end of the road. So like once again, it's probably better to castle here, but still like this is okay. But, like the real blunder. Okay, so you're a bit late, so you have to react to this, and then you castle. So this is fine.
Okay.
So okay, we have a normal position. Okay, we had opportunities to do more, but we have a normal position. And here he plays a weird move g6.
Yeah.
Which kinda doesn't bode well to me because this is weakening somehow. These rooks are so I would have played here bishop e7, just developing it immediately.
Yeah.
Just getting the piece because he now makes another move. So he has rook and queen in the play, and you have almost all your pieces somehow ready.
Yeah.
He still is 1-2 moves from getting his way.
So you're asking how I can take advantage of.
Yeah, there are two kind of ways to take the weakening of this.
Okay, so my thought process goes like first I'm looking at well, all attacks, and I can see d4, and which attacks the rook, and if he takes, like, I laser beam his rooks, and like that's good for me.
Yeah, that should be winning. There you need to calculate this and this check, to be honest, and then you take the rook. Yeah.
It's a question. I don't think I would calculate like that far.
Yeah, okay, but you probably would see it here maybe, because this is like, oh, I have to play this, so you know, and then you have,
yeah,
I have a check.
I think I would give it a check there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
the other thing is he can do maybe rook d5, but then still if you play, that's a bit question. Maybe. Yeah, then maybe. I mean, at the very least, you can play something like this, and then you have like this strong press.
Yeah, nice.
But probably there is something better. Maybe just moving the queen somewhere and then taking here or something.
So that's one thing. You said there was like two
ways.
But
yeah. The other way is to play very strong queen c3, which is the computer move. I did check. This is a bit too difficult. The point is that if he plays here, then you have bishop f4 and. Then
okay.
Yeah, and
okay,
if they play f6, you play d4, and then you're winning the wall. It's I mean, it's not impossible to see, but like, but the instinct should be, oh wait, you know, like what it will be okay. Wait, but they are weakening this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, how there's something.
I mean, I only saw the d4 idea because you pointed out the weakness, and it's much easier to see it like that. And when they play in the game,
you play bishop f4, which is still, I mean, okay, but then okay, you move the rook, you play this rook here, bishop g7,
and they can basically develop.
Yeah, here what I would do for them, first I would take this rook, because, and then you kinda are a bit better because your rook is first on the open file, and the king, so we are looking at rooks belong to open files.
Sure.
You are a bit ahead in development, and the king is a bit unsafe, because the pawns have advanced. Second of all, once he already played this move, now what I would consider, I mean, okay, you can take here, and then you kinda get the same thing here.
Okay.
Or if they do this, then you have achieved something, because then they have this pawn which is isolated pawn. Yeah, this is separated from the other pawns. So, but like, okay, that's probably better, but still rook ha1, rook h8, and now I think you have to take and exchange rook. So this is now equal position, and when I say equal, I'm looking at the factors like, okay, who is better developed? Well, both sides are developed.
Yeah, I see.
Who has pawn weaknesses? You don't have any pawn, like now neither side has any real pawn weaknesses, and maybe his king is a bit more weak, but it's a question how much you are in a position to exploit that factor. Yeah. But now you played absolute hover, you played bishop h6, and this is my thing, you played it only after like 3/7 seconds. Like this is like completely like, okay, first of all it's a tactical blunder, and second of all there's like literally no point if like no. Okay, I mean, okay, I guess you wanted to do something to take and then attack these pawns, but you forgot that.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's usually like at your level, irrespective of, like, you know, there is a lot of tactical things happening in every game. I mean, in basically no levels, but especially at your level, there are like many tactical things happening at every game. And then when you, I mean, basically it's a question of who will do less errors, or who will be more tactically alert to see them, or I don't know. I guess you were flustered here. I don't know what happened here, or maybe you can try to talk to me and say what was the thought process, because it's also important to see the type of tactic you missed. So you missed that your queen is so-called overwhelmed.
I understand, but
but because sometimes tactical oversights repeat, and then you can draw some conclusions of what and why you blundered, so you can apply those principles later in the games. So
as for why I played it,
was it a matter of fact of oh, I just need to do something, I don't know what to do, I just do something active, or
probably. I mean, I see that I should have like traded the rooks. I don't remember even what they wanted to do. I think it was just a matter of like, what now?
No, and that's something that I often see at that level, and that is like what now? Oh, let's do something stupid. Like, you know, I mean, probably at all levels, but especially with D12. So, I mean, that's something that needs to sit. But sometimes, when there is nothing to do, it's okay just to, you know, be patient and exchange some stuff, and, you know, basically wait for give your opponent rope to hang himself and see what they will do, because sometimes okay, that's on a really fairly advanced level, there are positions where you can't do anything, you need to defend, you need to be passive. But even here, you know, if you don't see an obvious way, then it probably means that there is either no obvious way, or that it's okay to do something more
passive.
Yeah, like you know, because yeah.
Why?
Because it leads to blunders. Like if you often like blunders, like, you know, another common thing that people do is they push some random pawns, like this, or just push some pawn, and then it's often turns out to be fatal weakening, or they lose these pawns or something like that. So be careful with those. I mean, I'm not going to say not to play actively, but, you know, be mindful of that when you reach another position. When you what should I do? Then yeah.
So for example, after I trade the rooks, what would you like? Do you have any plans?
Well, I would just go
what's the idea?
Exchange and equalize, and then play from this. I don't think you can objectively play for a win here. I actually think you're a bit
like
maybe worse. Yeah, it's like if you turn on the engine, it's probably 0-0. Yeah, like it's objective draw, but it still plays. Like his king is weaker. Okay, he has this active bishop, so you play like this. But there is not much you can do. Like you can either maybe go for some endgame at some point, or, you know, if they play here, you have to be careful with your king. So you just, I don't know, play here, and then okay, well, neither side can really do anything objectively.
Yeah.
I mean, but his king is weaker, so I mean, at the very least, actually, you probably can give this check. Like, you have a perpetual check with a draw. I mean, but that's one possible variation. Like, this is not particularly relevant. But my point was here, there was nothing to do. Like, okay, you can either exchange rooks, or maybe wait for your opponent to exchange rooks, or just play a random king move, like go to safety and say, okay, what are you doing?
Waiting move, yeah.
Yeah, like just patient, like patience. Sometimes it's
okay.
But it's, once again, this is a bit more far advanced. It's natural to want to do something. It's a, you know, but and we all are guilty of it often in chess.
Okay. Yeah. So he takes advantage of the.
Yeah. So basically, when you wrap up this game, I mean, honestly, like, you know, this is all like pretty reasonable. Like, you know, this all those sorts of stuff. Like I would say here, maybe this is maybe the first like slight, like I think that seeing this type of variation is not beyond your capability, but this is like actually this is maybe the second, but this more difficult. But this is like actually, you know, at the very least you shouldn't lose. That's kind of at least not in such a stupid way, right?
Yeah.
And okay. And going from the first game, I think this is just, you know, like, once again, pay attention to basic tactics. That's what I would say, because often, I mean, there's not much, you know. It's good that you but, you know, try to build a bank of these patterns. Like, okay, you know, especially when they do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is this anonymous guy. He's the friend from school.
Do you have any preference of what you want to, which of these games you want to take a look at?
Actually, this one is exactly what I want to see, because I rarely win when I play this guy. Again.
Okay, so this is the classical French terrace. This is all pretty normal. And here you are once again. I mean, he's obviously, but you played here after once again 5 seconds. This is like, I have a feeling what happened here, and you may correct me if I'm wrong. I have seen that somehow they play this f4, and this is like a move that's familiar to me. But I will play it without even considering what my opponent is doing, because with this last move, they are attacking your pawn, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, this will also happen with experience, because in the French defense, this very, very vital point. And I think this is actually a theoretical consideration. I'm not 100% sure, because only CCs play the Tarrasch, but knight f3 is, I think, what you play here to defend. I think, but I actually don't see any other move which you can defend it, to be honest.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's actually the whole point of you playing here, knight e2.
So I can go.
Yeah, because if you play knight f3 here, then queen b6, and then you can't, like, this is that's the, and I have a feeling, okay, this is a typical example of somebody having learned some theory, by watching videos or something, but not actually understanding why are this more. And that's in general, like, in general, when you are learning opening theory, you always, like, the best way to do is to try to ask yourself, and at the exactly each move, why you are playing something. Like, for example, if I ask you why does white play knight to, what's the idea of knight to d2?
Well, to try to reinforce the d pawn with the c pawn.
Exactly. That's
that much I can.
Because the main line French is knight c3, but then bishop b4, and then c5, and
you have to double your pawns.
Exactly. And this is kind of the attempt.
I understand.
Yeah, but that's also true after knight e2. If you ask yourself, you know, that's how you ask your question. Okay, but why do I play knight e2? Knight f3 will, you know.
I mean, the thing is actually, when I was like looking at these videos of the Tarrasch French, I saw the guy explained, like, you play knight e2, so you can go at knight f3. I just I did not visualize it in this game, and it happens. I mean, it's not the end of the world, of course, by any means. But I'm just saying, okay, even if you don't do it, you are like, okay, wait a minute, queen b6, he moves the queen early, why? You know, and then you're like, oh fuck, I need to defend this, like, even by the method of elimination. Oh, but I need to defend the pawn. Okay, let's take it. Yeah, so okay, this, I mean, once again, you see early in the opening game, a relatively elementary blunder, which was not yet the end of the world, because this is still kind of playable. But this is actually the move which kind of lost the thread. So I'm going to give you black here and say, okay, how do you win the move for black here? How do you win the game in basically two moves? No pressure. Well, so you can take the pawn. Okay, you can take the bishop.
Taking the pawn is
wait,
okay,
wait. Maybe
I mean, there are multiple winning ways, but there is actually a 2-move combination that wins the piece. 3-move combination, sorry.
So yeah, okay. Let me go to my thought process. So if you take the bishop, white just played.
Oh, you took it on d2, that condition.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that was played in the game.
Wait, but can wait a second. But if this is stressful. But if I take the bishop with the queen, he just takes my bishop. Wait.
Exactly, and is there something then you can do then?
Oh, with a fork.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And then whatever he does.
Game
over. Yeah, that was kind of. I mean, that is why if we go back here, like in general, leaving your pieces unprotected is because once again, I would have understood or be okay if you actually did it, but when you play something in 2 seconds and you don't even consider what you're doing, then it's like, you know, if you said, okay, I thought but I didn't see it, then I would be okay, but at least you give it a try. But if you don't just play the move because it kind of works, because you look this and say, okay, I'm fine, like that's 2-move combination, but it's always, worth asking yourself, wait, hang on a minute. That's why here actually king e2 is the best move. And just
which is disgusting.
It's actually not. It's actually kind of playable for a French defense. It's kind of not uncommon to see. Like it's not, because you kind of are preparing bishop a3 with tempo eventually.
Yeah.
And then you know when you already sacrifice a pawn, you kind of trying to get your pieces as fast as possible, like in the Evans Gambit and some other stuff.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but okay, bishop d2. I mean, he took, and now suddenly things get complicated because okay, you castle, and you played king b1, which I really like, getting away from this stuff. Here maybe, yeah, okay, actually there is some combination with bishop take h7, but let's not get into that right now. That's topic for another. This is called
the Greek gift.
Greek gift, yes, but this is a very weird version of the Greek gift because after you take, you play knight g5, you don't have queen h5, so you have to play queen d3, and then blah blah blah. No, this is the position you need to play. Okay, but just as a side note, but king b1 perfectly human and logical. Knight c5, g4. I like that, to be honest. Like you correct to recognizing that this is your plan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you are a pawn down, which is not ideal. But okay, you still like it's not over. The game is just basically starting.
Of course.
So takes, bishop here, f5. Oh, super natural. Rook a8. Like this is what I say. You guys have some sort of grasp of what you should be doing. It's not completely senseless, but you are obviously still liking details, imprecise. And here is actually the two moves that I really don't like. So first of all, considering that you have started pushing the pawns on the king side,
okay,
and then you suddenly play rook c1. But why rook c1?
Rooks go on open files, man. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's a fair point, but this is like, because there is also another saying in chess that says once you have said A, you want to say B. So obviously, when you started pushing with g4 and f5, what is the underlying plan of white in this position? Why are you pushing these pawns?
Well, I want to play the king, because attacking the king with my pawns.
Exactly. So, and my question is there a threat or idea for you that requires reaction on the c file?
Well, not exactly.
Yeah. So my point here is, okay, once that you have started doing this, like there are several ways you can continue. One way is maybe to try to get the knight somewhere on an active square. Second, and pretty logical thing is to play f6 here, continuing with the pawn storm.
Yeah.
It's not winning by any means, but obviously it's dangerous to take. I'm not even sure how Black should react. Like I'm pretty sure that engine will immediately give you away, but this type of position is very difficult to defend for any human.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, because your next idea is just you want to get your queen somehow, like let's say they play something like this, you want to do this and play this.
Yeah.
And now suddenly, like if you take a look at this position, like maybe they probably need to do g6 and then after queen d2 find some move.
Move the rook, maybe.
I don't know actually.
What does Stockfish say?
I don't know. Don't do that. What does the stockfish say? That's the worst thing you can do when you are learning chess. What does the stockfish say? Don't give me. Maybe here they need to react with something otherwise, with rook c4. I'm not even sure. Maybe somehow they need to, or bishop b5 or bishop a4 or something. It's but it's suddenly very difficult to prevent this basic idea, and even irrespective of what the stockfish says, because stockfish says. Yeah, actually, Stockfish gives you the advantage after f6, which is surprising to me. Yeah, because I don't know, it's very difficult to react to this, but irrespective of the Stockfish, your idea is very simple, and your opponent's idea play is not that simple. So that was most consistent way. But here, okay, even if you disregard rook c1, this is a move that is really horrible, honestly. Queen d4. And now when I say horrible, why do I say that? Why am I so critical?
Well, seeing as you just explained the whole king's attack with my pawns and my queen, I can see why stopping trading my basically only attacker.
Trading queen in a position where you are obviously playing for an attack on the king is horrible. Like that's cowardly. Apart from the fact that it also loses some pawns here, because or at least should lose a pawn in case your opponent saw it or played the best way. So yeah, I would just play queen d2 here and then once again try to stick something on the king side. Yeah. Probably here already, because you kind of lost some time. Black can react with a better way, but still it's still not easy to play. But after exchange of the queens, okay, bishop d3, so bishop b4. Now it's suddenly very difficult for you. And here h6, and now the final probably losing moment of the game. And to me, so now you play f6, which is like, why? I mean, you don't have an attack any longer. So, yeah. And first of all, did you even see that this pawn is hanging?
I guess not. I mean, I would have taken it.
I mean, theoretically, okay, like yeah, because I mean, theoretically, the best way here, I think, is so. First of all, you are worse no matter what, because I think if you take, for example, and take, then if he takes, then he gets with you. His king, his rook is active, beast is active, blah blah blah. I think you can be more precise in that sequence. You can first try to maybe exchange rook and then maybe play b3 to prevent it, and then king c2, and then kind of okay, you are still fighting somehow, but that's the way. But the problem with f6 is that you just now and now he'll just take your pawn, and you know, and you have also written yourself given him this mobile pawn duo in the center suddenly. You know, he can kick your knight away from, like, because in general in French defense, in all sorts of French defenses, this knight on d4 is like a very beautiful piece, especially against this bishop, even though in this case the bishop is also an active square. But basically this knight on d4 is thematic piece, but now when you do this, then you've given him a tool that allows him to kick this knight away. And then that's not ideal. You want to have that knight. This is the best square on the board for this knight. So because now suddenly, okay, you started, you know, some hoping. This is also not probably rook b1 doesn't seem to, but there is actually one. So I thought, okay, this is lost, but this is actually, there is one particular moment. Okay, you are pushing your pawns out of desperation. There is one particular moment which I want you to throw at you. So here you took, allowing him to exchange rooks and win easily.
Okay.
But there is actually a stronger move here available to white, and I'm curious if you can see it, and you can try to find it.
Okay, let me see. So like a winning move?
No, not a winning move, but a move that offers serious resistance. Very serious resistance. And okay, the first move should be easy to see. The continuation is maybe not so difficult, but is more difficult. But just I want you to find the first moves.
Okay, I'm looking at king b3, which like both attacks and defense.
Okay.
Then I guess black would like attack my rook with a yeah, I'm not sure what black would do here.
Yeah. This is the important concept. Like, first of all, like here there's absolutely no reason for him to go for this pawn. Like this pawn, like he has million of pawns extra. He has active rook, and if he plays rook h3 and he's attacking this pawn, and okay, there is no reason for him to go for that pawn. But if he takes that pawn, the problem here is that now this rook is kind of short of squares, right? This is all controlled. So when you play this, like purely on the general grounds, maybe not too relevant for this position, but on general grounds, if you can kind of make the enemy piece locking moves, then it's always a good idea. Now the problem is that he wants to play a5 next. To free his rook, and it's outwardly not very easy to see what you can do. Maybe you can play something like knight b7. Then maybe knight c5. That's one idea, but still, like, even if you do take that rook, like, there are so many pawns here that's, you know, it's probably winning for. But there is one. So where were we? Sorry. So there is one. Like, this is a bit maybe far advanced, maybe. But the problem here is that there is one very strong move available to white, and it is move rook g1 suddenly.
Oh,
and your suddenly it's very tricky, because like probably he has to give up the piece. Like, this is still because he has so many pawns. But it would be quite reasonable to expect if he plays.
Why not? Why not king g?
But there is h3 first, and you can also take here.
I think
h3 first, h5, and then taking here, and then taking here is pretty tricky. And if he tries to defend like king h5, stepping away from the pin, then knight f7 nevertheless, and suddenly, you know,
it's tricky. Tricky.
So, but my point here is like this should be like easy win for black, like totally dominating, active rook, more material, better bishop, everything. But suddenly he manages to complicate things for himself, and you get the chance. And there are once again so many. congrats on 1400. My point here is that at this level we will get a lot of chances, even in seemingly desperate positions.
Of course.
So like this, you know, especially. So yeah, this was unfortunately not like you didn't take much use of it, but that was my point. Yes, so if we go back and try to draw some conclusions from this game. First of all, once again, the old pattern, playing too fast and not paying attention to your opponent's resources. That's always, I mean, that's a trick at all level.
Yeah, classic.
Okay, this is a wonder. That's okay. Once again, my problem is playing too fast. Not necessarily not seeing the continuation, but playing too fast. Okay, and here it is. Okay, this is. I mean, this is. I think this decision is what can be recognized, because I think it is not beyond your level of understanding chess to see. Yeah, wait, I'm a pawn down. I have some attacking chances on the king. The least thing I want to do is give him easy conversion with the king.
I think that's like the most instructive move.
In general, like in all sorts of this type of play is very typical in French defense. If you take a look. Now I might, at the risk that I'm going to do something, I think there are certain variations. And that's what I'm playing lately. But there are certain variations where how does it go? A6, Queen D2, B5 takes something like castles or something, Queen B6. Maybe I'm misjudging. You need to take something, but basically you get similar positions where you will also go for this F5, G5 stealth, and then you also can play F6 at some point. Of course, that is you know, but that's kind of what I'm trying to. What my problem is by learning a couple of opening moves. You need to see them in the broader perspective. It's always better to see a whole games where a player won, so that you know what theme of the opening is, rather than just because
what's the idea?
Because then you see. Okay, I play, you know, and everybody has been there. I played, and now what? I have no idea what typical point is connected to the structure, to the opening, to anything, you know. And I think that you are slowly at the level where you can get to that next level of, okay, I know the basic moves, I know the basic principles. Obviously, you need to work on your tactics like us all, but of course. You know, starting to think in more positional approach.
Well, how can I attack my opponent?
Please video editors who. Yeah. Okay. But that's my kind of takeaway. This one is actually very difficult. So I don't. Let me just see what is this one. This is one because I see that you have watched Eric Rosen. Horrible. Like this is. I mean, this is like it's. I don't have anything against playing gambits, but Evan's gambit is a good gambit. This one is.
Yeah, I know. You gotta have some fun, man. Why ruin it? Like.
Yeah, but this is like this. Is it fun to do this and then? Like, was this fun? I don't know. Like. Okay, I will not.
I think we can skip this one.
Yeah. I wanted to do this one, which I didn't comment, but I also want to do this one because this one is really instructive.
Okay.
Kind of. So.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all reasonable.
Yeah, I remember I specifically sent you that one because I lost already to the Nils Larsen like 2 times.
So my boss plays is a huge build. So if I'm going to share you something, real quick.
Okay.
So this is like B3 Cowboys. So we have a big course on chess with a debate, and I'm hating on that move, and I also have bad results against it. So it's a struggle. It's a struggle. Yeah. So there's a very big sect and very big movement for this move. So it's not surprising. Yeah. But once again, this had nothing to do with the opening. Let's make it clear. At your level, no game has anything to do with the opening. Because so first of all, you play knight c6, and I don't like this move, and I'll tell you why. Because it's maybe not such a bad move, but the underlying idea, especially when you play with d5 in the Nils Larsen, is to control these dark squares, right?
Okay.
And often, like one of the very typical ideas in the Nils Larsen, when you put your knight on c6, which controls this, in particular this square e5, is that they play bishop b5. And then almost no matter what, they will just take. So for example, a6 they will take, and then sometimes even play f4. And then they have complete domination and control over this square.
Yeah, I see.
So that is why I don't think that this knight c6 move is particularly good. especially since it's blocking your pawn. Like that's also idea if you play e5 against the Nimzo Arsenal, which I believe is a better move. So for example, if they do this, they often play bishop b5. Just okay, and then there is some theory with bishop d6.
Yeah,
and then if they take, you're defending the pawn, blah blah blah. But the point is here, like this is like very like this is, you know, I guess all Nimzo Indian players, they are just I want to say a swear word. It is going to YouTube, but they are just waiting for you to play 96 and they can be. These are their in their wet dreams. This is what appears. Yeah. So this is one aspect. Of course, the opponent didn't do that, and they just went banana. And now this is like an interesting psychological moment, because often people do this stupid stuff against yourself. Yeah. And you know, and once again, they are not playing for the center. They are just attacking random stuff. Yeah. And here it is very important not to panic and to you know, be calm and confident and say, okay, but my opponent is doing stupid shit. Let me just play normally. And not go crazy myself.
When people do this, I'm just like, okay, bro. And then I just develop.
But you didn't develop normally. That's my problem. You play knight c3 and you played f6, which is why? No. so like first of all, I mean f6 sometimes makes some sense to prefer e5, and I think there are some variations in the midst of arts and where you play very early f6 to do it. Yeah. But I think it was played. I think it was a game by Fischer where he beat Petrosian, or vice versa. I think he was maybe playing white or black. I don't recall. Okay. But it is an idea. But here you don't really need it. Because
I think if I remember correctly, I really ended up regretting that move later.
Yeah, exactly. It is true. First of all, but like why play f6? So first of all, okay, f6 it has a dual function. You want to play e5, and you want to go bishop f7. But you don't really need to play. You don't need to go like this bishop is not under threat for the moment. You don't need it, and also you don't need to prepare e5. You can play e5 in one go.
Yeah, okay, true.
Yeah, and also there is this famous grandmaster Ben Feingold. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, I know.
So he plays never play f6.
Yeah.
So my point here is, okay, it's not a completely horrible move. It is a, let's say, inaccuracy.
Yeah. But it's always playing f6 and king f7. Oh gee, thanks.
Yeah. Can you play that against me later today? I actually don't. If I lose that one, I'll quit chess. I'll abort if you do that. So just so you know. So, another move that comes to mind here is h5, just trying to undermine this pawn, but that's highly advanced. I say when this happens, once again, go back to the basics, develop. The problem here is with after f6, they could have played bishop g2, attacking this pawn.
Okay.
And somehow then it's a bit tricky for you to defend it, because you can play e6, but you really want to play
e5.
Yeah, e5. You can't play knight to e7 because it's blocked. You can't play knight f6 because it's blocked. You can't play bishop f7, but then you are kinda, I mean,
it's done.
I mean, it's viable, it's okay-ish, but it's not as good as the other thing. So my option would be here, okay, let's just play e5, occupy the center, because now the point is here that if he plays bishop g2, you can develop your knight here. And then you are defending everything, yada yada. It's still like you still have, you know, this is a bit weird because but the whole position is non-standard, so yeah, you will kind of blocking your bishop. But yeah, this is kind of.
I was struggling.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. This was, we all do. This was a fine reaction. I like this move, and this is like the move when I said, okay, he has watched some videos, he knows, because this is not a move that many beginners, you know, and know and understand why it's such a good move. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially because you have already played f6, but this is a good move because you are kind of fighting on. They are pushing the pawns and you are trying to punish him. Okay, g5, e5. Okay, reasonable. And here this is a bad move.
Okay.
Because okay, first of all, he's moving the pawn twice, not developing the pieces, and simply allowing you to.
I mean, he pushed his pawn like 2 times.
Yeah, exactly. But my question here is, you play knight g to e7, which is reasonable, but why not d4?
I was afraid my king was like going to be too open. I know I'm going to castle. I think it was like an example of being scared of ghosts, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, first of all, you're threatening to win this pawn.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Second of all, you are shutting this bishop, and like this is why it's such a bad move. So I mean, okay, this is and then like at the very least, like I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is just I just now realized that you are yeah, I would stay from moves like f6 until you are at least 2k. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
So yeah, e takes d5. I mean, this is all pretty reasonable, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And now he took on f6. You took castles, and I did. This is very good. Like I said, I even gave you praise, great praise so far. Like irrespective, we are now nitpicking, and this is a very But you are still outplaying him. Like this is completely winning for you. And now castles, and now bishop c2 is so fine. Like this is rook e1, and now this is now very difficult moment. You spend some time. I saw it. It's okay. Now you have a lot of options, but my first question is, what is white's threat?
I mean, what I see is my f6 pawn is weak and the queen is attacking.
Okay, but you are defending.
Okay, for now I'm defending. Next, my bishop is kind of ugly. There, I want to get out maybe. With him.
Okay, that's one. So moving that bishop is definitely one option.
Yeah.
Not sure how. Yeah, probably you can just do this, and I think it is pretty safe.
Yeah. You remember that that one knight move in the previous game when you say it was the best move like when I tried to threaten the fork. Like I like making like people uncomfortable. Like
I know, but you have to understand that this is like your obvious problem here is your king, right? If you can get your king to safety somehow, you know, because so you need to solve. You're also somewhat behind on development. So is he, but your kind of king is in the crossfire, and your pieces are a bit in the air.
Yeah.
And it's a very difficult. Like this is a position where you can kind of use general positional considerations like this, but you do need to be how do you say? You need to be precise, and you need to calculate stuff.
Yeah.
So my first of all, but once again we are going to this. Okay, does white have a threat? And this is true. This is a bit weak, but he can't take it. He can't exploit it. So there are several moves. I think the strongest by far move is the move knight d4. Hitting the queen and just removing the where if you go somewhere like queen g3 or something, then you can probably just move your queen somewhere and prepare castling.
Castle.
Yeah, or I don't know, like queen d7 maybe, and then if this happens, you go back and you are just.
Or I could even just like take
is that mate? That's actually mate. Yeah. So this, okay. Yeah. So that is why. That's even better. My point here is also one thing that you said. Okay, my bishop is funny, but is that a threat? Well, no, because if you play something like queen d6, trying to get castling and defend the pawn.
Yeah.
If he moves the bishop, then you still get this. You still get knight d4. You have that move.
Yeah.
Knight d3, and also if he does a3 kind of. Okay, I'm moving the knight away, and I want to take the bishop. Then you have knight d4 and the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, the key to the position, which maybe was a bit not so easy to see, was the move knight d4. But still, like, if that was the worry, go back with the bishop and then try to defend. Yeah.
Maybe something like maybe I guess being like passive in such tricky positions could be better.
It's a difficult position. It's a good position to get learn, because it's very instructive position. But my point is, this had nothing to do with you. So first of all, like you could have maybe spent more time. I mean, I see that you spent half like 30 seconds, but you are not Nakamura to see all the details. So I mean, okay, this is like a nice tricky move, because like this is flashy. Oh, look at him! I'm moving my bishop, and but that's not going to happen. The point is, okay, what if my opponent doesn't follow with my desires? Now you are kind of have gotten yourself into the trouble for no reason. So there are many like even move like queen d7 and just wanting to castle. Okay, this is a bit more difficult to see, because then you drop the pawn, then you go here, here and then here and then here.
Wait. Oh no, never mind.
What? The rook is defending.
It's defending.
Yeah. Like, okay, but this is like to my mind, knight d4 or queen d6, like just or maybe even just bishop e7. Defend this. Once again, white is not threatening anything, so don't panic. It does depend whether you saw this idea or not. But even if you didn't see it, like doing something like this,
it's not that bad.
It was a piece, but it's not. It's probably pretty decent for you as well.
Okay, so generally,
Yeah, my point just one. Yeah, I think after this, like this is one my point. Like this is already a bit tricky. You still have one move that's bishop f5.
Okay.
Because the queen is over. It's very difficult move to see. But the point
Yeah,
is here
yeah,
that
yeah,
here
yeah,
you
yeah.
still have to play something like this. But okay, it's above. It was possible to
weird.
save. But my point is here you were so ahead. You were so dominating here.
Yeah, and
yeah.
made one kind of stupid move.
Yeah, I mean, but this was like what I said. You were playing a really good game here. Like, okay, yeah, we can debate f6, and maybe it was too harsh. Let me just do it a bit. So let's do this dubious move. But all this, like, it was you completely destroyed the guy, and then yeah, I mean, but it was a bit tactical position, and you were a bit. Once again, maybe disregarding, maybe I don't know what you were calculating. You know, maybe it was worth spending some more time. But it's also very instructive to see. Okay, because I think it's like +8 position, +6. I mean, like it's huge advantage.
Yeah, just
after almost even just I'm not sure about this. Yeah, but even just okay, safe move, go back. Then maybe defend like this, and then say okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm what 2 pawns up. 1 pawn up.
Yeah, 1 pawn up, but yeah, okay, like you need to. I mean, then you need to be careful about some bishop h3. Blah blah blah.
I mean, you play the game, like.
Yeah, but at least you don't lose immediately on the spot.
Of course.
You are 2350. Where? In which? On chess 24 or?
Got him.
Chess 24 bullet.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my point here, so to draw some conclusions of this game, I think you are also you need to be objective when you're evaluating this, because this was not the result of the opening. This was the result of
okay.
Of
general play.
I mean,
yeah.
Like one critical moment, basically. One critical moment where you overlooked a bit difficult tactics, but like in the opening was fine, and you know it's important to understand that this type of psychological I'm struggling at this, but this is more in your head than because b3 is a crappy opening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
okay, interesting.
So that's my conclusion here. But because here, this was okay. After missing this is just game over.
Yeah. You can.
Even though I maybe wouldn't have resigned here, on your level. And I saw that you are. I mean, it's decent things to do.
No, I was.
Tilted.
Not tilted. I was just angry with myself that I was like. I saw it's not that difficult to see. I was in a dominant position, just to lose it like in a few moves. I was just angry with
but
myself.
Once again, like this is still very within. You have seen like the position in the last game was very much.
Winning and
was much more winning for him because more easily it was technical position, and here like there is all sort of craziness that can still happen. Tactical blunder can happen at any moment. It is like horrible. It's +9 for him, but I'm not advocating not becoming like me and not resigning when you should. But in this particular case, I think it's very useful and still like instructive to practice your skill of resisting and trying to swindle your opponent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean. It was a psychological thing. Like I couldn't.
I know. I've been there, but just saying, yeah.
Okay.
And now one last game. Let me just see what my colleague Jeroen. He's not here. Jeroen, are you here? Yeah. So.
Never is.
Yeah, that's why you're 2350 lichess. But is it blitz or bullet or rapid? That's a big question. Okay. So one last thing. So I haven't actually looked at this game here. I saw. So I just want to scroll to the crucial moment here because I thought it was instructive. So h5 I don't quite understand.
I was supposed to play a6 there. I just
a6 or develop the piece.
Yeah, no. I just missed that.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
I was thinking, okay, I need to make room for my my bishop, but I forgot that like.
Yeah, but
I played it and immediately.
Yeah, like there are many. Yeah, I know that's pretty fast. Okay, I mean still he probably shouldn't react with that. He should just.
No, I was happy when I saw it. I played and when I played, and then he plays h4, and I was okay, maybe. Like it's not as bad as it could be because he didn't play like he didn't play the best move basically.
Okay, Ron, just 5 minutes to finish, and then sorry to keep you on hold. I understand that, but like okay, I mean it's okay, but don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here because I joined the game at this position. I thought, okay, why his opponent played h4 first? Okay, but this was all fine. Yeah, and here we start. He just wandered the pawn. Maybe it's not even. Maybe it's better even to castle first. But okay, you took the pawn. That can be wrong.
Okay.
And this is like why not? So this is like the moment where you start. You have won a pawn, and you should start to convert your advantage. Kind of the conversion stage has passed. And first of all, so okay, you are trying. So when you are ahead, try to still act in accordance with the basic principles. And the basic principle here is, okay, let me just castle and get my king into safety, finish development, and then because this knight g4 kind of attack, you know.
Yeah, you know, I was really thinking like about castling here, but I don't know. I kind of wanted my rook there, like to help with the eventual attack on the king. I see now that it was kind of dumb.
I mean you don't because in the end that cost you the game. Like the king safety cost you the game.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to, but yeah, like you know, when you are a pawn up, you don't really need to start thinking about the attack. You need to start thinking about converting the advantage, especially when you're they blunder one of the central pawns. And
yeah.
So yeah, I mean this was okay. I would have probably taken that knight. This was, yeah, because now you're starting to make some pawn moves, some bishop. Like you know, once again, this was the moment where I referred to in the very first game. Okay, random attacking moves. It's still okay, but you know, from the human perspective, that's not kind of maybe the best way. Although it may be objectively even stronger. So here, yeah, here bishop f4. Yeah, here you start. I like that you thought, but here this is the basically the first game where you maybe even thought for too much.
Yeah.
But okay, this was like okay f5. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit weakening. Maybe queen f3 first, just to whatever. But okay.
Yeah.
Or queen f5 back, that just to defend and then castle. Like I just wanted to castle here. That's basically just castle and don't lose.
Worry about it.
Yeah, because here you started okay f5, knight d2, queen d3. That's fine. Queen e1, king f7 is fine. Rook d1. Okay, now you need to move the queen here. That's fine. And here, please just don't take on b2. Just don't like that. But that's the point. You have what? You are already pawn up and an exchange up.
Yeah.
How much material? Like look at this guy. Like it hasn't moved yet. Like just get him in the game. Like don't get him. Okay, rook e3, knight e3. Wow, whatever. They let him sack something somewhere. Like nothing is happening. Like you know, don't. Yeah, just make a room for your king. Blah blah blah. And this is like you know. Impractical way, and especially since you are low on time and your opponent is low on time. So don't get at this moment. You just want to prevent them from giving any chances. Like
this was the moment
low
time got to me.
Yeah, low time, lack of confidence. But like in general principle, this is a very useful game. You know, the only thing you want to do when you have such a winning position is not to give them any chances. Like I guess he was the happiest man in the world when he saw that he can take this one. Like how many pawns more do you need in a position like this? You just need to like get your king. Like and okay, even here I think I'm not sure if maybe just defending this.
I think I mean that was like one of the best moves.
Yeah, probably just keeping it. It's a bit. It's getting a bit.
And I'm really not sure why I did not play.
Yeah, I mean it's still not you know. Something like this, maybe it's still not straightforward. Now you have complicated your task so much here unnecessarily.
Yeah.
But okay, you know, and especially with the low time, it's highly impractical. Here you blunder this guy, which is not desirable. He didn't take, fortunately. And here, yeah, once again, okay, first you blunder this guy here. Like once again, come on, get this rook out, please.
Yeah.
Move it. It hasn't moved for 26 moves. And then, okay, here you still. I don't know why. I guess you can take here. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably you can't actually. I'm not sure. Maybe he had some sort of perpetual check, but I'm not sure if he did. But this is what, yeah, just yeah. Like,
bad.
Yeah, and then
I'm not proud of this. I mean,
I know it happens. And here probably you should go king f7. King f7 maybe, and then hope for the best. But it's still this is now probably losing.
Yeah, of course.
I'm still not clear, to be honest, but maybe this is now suddenly very complicated, and you are this now it's losing. It's completely.
I mean,
okay.
it's
Thanks for the follow, whoever followed. I mean, I went over this one a bit fast because we are away at the mark, and Jeroen is waiting me the entire day. So
of course.
So I think I said him he will play at 6. So sorry, Jeroen. But yeah, like my point is when you are so much ahead, you don't need to be smart and like most of the time playing simple and human is the best. Like there are some instances on a higher level when it's important when you gain some material not to put to stop the breaks and to go, but in most of the time, like especially when you have such a huge material advantage, like exchange and a pawn, like try to win the simplest way possible. Like try to avoid any tricks, any shots.
Just trade everything and
trade everything. Ensure that your king is safe. Pay ultra attention to what your opponent is threatening, because at this point white only thing that he has going for him are some cheapo tricks, tactics, basic stuff, whatever. Okay, like this is actually maybe not the best because it activates the knight, but whatever, just play it as safe as possible, get your, like that's kind of the thing. Like here,
I see.
Yeah, but okay.
So here, for example, I should castle and just like try to exchange things,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this concludes this first thing. I don't know how you thought it. Was it useful for you?
Yeah, very useful. I'm very glad to be like doing this.
Yeah.
And,
you'll get your homework later, and for payment.